For today's video, I figured I would tell you my entire boot camp story, everything that happened. First up, I do kind of wish, let me kind of help the light, but I do kind of wish I went in person. And I really did ask my parents and beg them, but there was no way that was gonna happen due to that it's like $1,000 trip for us, or us like a trip plus like in there at some point, yeah, like that. And I think it would be more. I don't know if my dad was like adding in the price of the ticket or what. But being on Zoom was still fun. One thing that I will, hey Sam, you all happy you got a bath today? Yeah, today I gave Sam a bath and now he's a happy little Sam. Just running to roll. Sam, I need to film, baby. I need to film, but I still love you a lot. Yeah, thanks for checking in on me constantly. Here. Sam, you have to either go lay down somewhere or I'll put you up in the living room with, yeah. So, the whole thing that happened, being on Zoom wasn't as good as like in person because of the fact that like we were definitely like pushed off to the side, like kind of like we didn't get what everyone else did, but at the same time it was a lot of fun. Ow. I dropped my spinner right on the bone, but it's good. But like in the sense that like other than the classes, like we were definitely involved in like the dance classes, but we also didn't have like being on Zoom. There were like it just wasn't as good as in person, and I'm gonna talk about like all the details. So the first thing that happened was logged on day 1, which was from 5, or no, it was from 3. It started at 3. Well, it said the like log on time or something with 2, but it didn't start until 3. And so for like an hour straight, like everyone on Zoom was just waiting around for them to log on. And then we found out that the in-person people got to take like photos and stuff during that hour and stuff. So then we logged on. The first thing was that they did like a little Ask Abby Q&A / story time. Abby told some stories and we didn't get to be involved. We like didn't get to be involved, which was sad. We didn't get to like ask any questions. They did apologize for that though. I will say that. Like this one guy that like I kept like adjusting us and making sure like everything worked out and that we could like hear them and like be a part of it kind of like did come up and apologize and like sorry you guys didn't get to be a part of it, like cause then Kathy Nesbitt Stein and Vivian Stein and Hudson all showed up, and we got like surprised with that, which was really cool. Like we got surprised, which was fun. And then like it was a lot of fun. Like that was straight up a lot of fun. Even though like we didn't get to like ask questions, and I had a lot of fun with that. Like I was crying with happiness because it's kind of just I never thought I would meet them, and it was really cool. Like with Abby, for some reason, even though I like see Abby like on Zoom every week and stuff, it's weird because it felt different this time. Like it felt different. Like the first time I met Abby on Zoom, I almost cried with happiness, but I like pulled it back a lot, like because I'm like I don't want to cry in front of Abby and like all of this. And in ways, Abby did make me cry, but like on the TV show, like they would often, or like it was kind of a known thing where on the show, like Abby made kids cry, is what it was. But in this case, yeah, she made me cry the first, like one of the first few times I saw her, but with happiness. So it was like a good thing. Then. But for some reason, like, this time it felt different. Like, it felt very much different. Like, I get excited to work with Abby, but, like, this time it really felt different, and I don't really know why. Then, after that, at the point, by the way, we didn't go off of the schedule at all due to the fact that was one airplane. Okay. Like, due to the fact that they separated us. So what they did, they had like 11 and under was like a group, and then they had 12 and up. Now, due to everyone on Zoom being like different ages, different levels, and we're on a screen, because we're on Zoom. Like, it was different, and so we just kind of, like, what we did was we actually got both groups, so, like, but we missed out on a lot of things, which is the sad part about it, and I feel like that's something that, like, in the sense that, like, it just felt different. But, like, we kind of, so as, like, most people, like, so what they did was our first, like, at first they did, like, a warm-up with everyone. You know, when, like, Gianna Martellus did, like, a warm-up and stuff with everyone. Then they separated into, like, our groups off. We didn't because we were, like, on Zoom. And then the first thing that happened was, we did a jumps and turns class with Gianna Martellus beginner. So it was like 11 and under. And as we were doing that, like, the other kids were, like, in another room with, like, Taylor or something doing another class. And then, which, by the way, we only got Gianna and Abby and, like, Miranda one time, but that was, like, even then, like, Abby and Miranda were, like, doing it together. So, like, I like that a lot. Like, I generally do. But then what happened was, next year I'm really going to try to go in person, but it's probably not going to happen if they do it next year, because I feel like this year it wasn't, like, in ways it was worth the money, but also wasn't, and that made sense because there were things that I dreamed of that I kind of didn't get a part of because I'm on Zoom. Like, the Zoom kids had it, like literally, people were putting in the chat how, like, the Zoom people, like, didn't have it, like, as good. Like, as good. And I love Abby, and I love that. And one tip that I will say is that in case they're like watching this, as much as I had fun, it was also like kind of just like we weren't as big of a part of it. But I definitely had fun, and I definitely don't want like back talk to. But one thing is that if they're watching this if you do it again next year, or if you do it again sometime soon or something, definitely try to involve the Zoom people a lot more, because we weren't involved that much and stuff. So yeah, there was that. But what happened was, then after we did like jumps and turns, like beginner jumps and turns with Gianna, we did like a beginner combo with Gianna. And then the beginner, like 11 and under kids left, and they went and did stuff in another room, like another like class and stuff. And then then the more advanced, like the 12 and up people came in, and then we did another more advanced jumps and turns, and then more advanced combo. And then that was day one. Like, that was literally day one. Now day two, which was yesterday, was long, it was tiring, and well, it was long and tiring. And next year, I'm really gonna like try to talk my parents in, because like at the point I really did try, but like I feel like with Zoom, it like at first I went like, oh, like it's gonna be fun on Zoom and stuff, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong there. It was just not like what I thought it was gonna be. I thought we would be like involved a lot more, and so then what happened was that we ended up like the next day we started off with like a warm up with Abby, and warm up and stretch with Abby. Then we did a bunch of like ballet work with like younger kids, and then like with a variety of ages, and then like we kind of just did a lot of that for a while, and then it got to where like we finished that, then we did some jumps and turns, and then we did some jumps and turns, and then they started on like this audition combo thing, like which this is when this was the one part that I didn't like the most, was that everyone got involved with this audition thing, and what happened was they taught, it was teaching us how to audition and stuff, but no one on Zoom got to. No one on Zoom, literally, I waited around an hour after it was supposed to be over, just sitting there, and whenever they would, dance, I would dance just in hoping that, oh, maybe they'll see me dancing, maybe I'll get a chance to audition, and I never did. And which was really, down. I did get a scholarship for next Sunday, so next Sunday I get to do the Sunday class. But then it also, in ways I should be happy about that, but everyone got it, literally, yesterday. And at some point, I forget what we were doing. And Abby, give them all a scholarship for next Sunday. And like, part of like being a dancer, I learned a lot. I'm a better dancer. I look back on like where I was before boot camp, and I look to where I am now in my dancing, and it's totally different. Like, out of just 2 days, a time period, I've grown so much as a dancer. But so never came down to the dancing, it came down to the part that I wasn't big into was that we kept being left out. Anything outside of the dancing, we got left out. Like, the audition part, I really was outside because, like, Abby, like, made us, like, was making kids, like, sing, dance, like, all of this stuff. So, like, they had to do the combo that we learned the day before. And then after that, then she would, like, go around asking, and, like, we tumble, and I don't tumble, but she taught us, like, a couple of kids kept making the mistake, or kids made the mistake, and didn't raise their hand, but she said what we should have done was, instead of, like, not raising our hand, we should raise our hand and ask, what do you mean by tumbling? Only because she went like, then it's like we're trying, like we're figuring things out. But yeah, so like then what happened was then so we all got like Sunday scholarships for next week, which is exciting, that's fun. And like she didn't have to do it, but like she did, and like I had fun and that's one of the things that like she was kind of watching throughout, like she was watching kids throughout, and then she would like give them all Sunday scholarships. So it was actually based off of our talent. And clearly I'm pretty good with my talent, and I did exactly what I said. And on my Instagram one night, I put something on my Instagram story. He's saying, like, basically saying, and I'm not gonna talk for my talent. I'm gonna let my talent, or no, I said something about, like, how I'm letting my talent speak for itself during boot camp and stuff, like, and that's what I did. I never once unmuted and went like, hey, I want you to look at me. I want you to pick me to do something with me, you know? That I never unmuted and said anything like that. I didn't even see anything like that in the chat. Yes, I talked in the chat a little bit, but it was never me promoting my talent. I let my talent do the speaking for itself. And that was really, like, that's true. But then we got to, like, the audition part, and then they did the 11 and under, and then 4 kids got a scholarship for a year. So they could either do in person or on Zoom for a year, which is incredible. And it wasn't like, oh, they had to use it this year. They could just pick any year. Like, they had to pick a year, and then they could use it for that year. Then, and I went like, okay, then they brought the advanced, or the 12 and up kids in. Or not really kids, more like teenagers, and like, yeah. Then, plus 12-year-olds. Then, and like, they were, like, dancing, and, like, think, like, this entire time I'm dancing. And then what happened was that was, by the way, and earlier, like, as we were doing bar, my dad brought in, like, some sniff films, like, some lunch. So I kept, like, sneaking over to, like, my vanity tree and just grabbing a piece of chicken and eating it, like, 'cause I need to eat lunch at some point. And then one thing led to another. So then they were doing the advanced kids, and I was dancing throughout all of it. And I waited, and I went like, oh, they're probably gonna do the Zoom kids next. We never got to do it. Sad, but like I have mixed feelings on it. Like, on the one hand, I'm never gonna be the same dancer again. I learned so much. Like, I definitely learned a lot from it, and I grew as a dancer. I'm a better dancer now. But at the same time, I feel like I have mixed feelings on it again. Yeah, I just, like, hope that, like, I feel like I'm not going to be able to go in person next year if they do it again. And that really is bugging me mad because it's like, first up, it's a long trip. And, like, I went over every scenario possible in my head. And it's a good size trip. It's a lot of money, like $1,000 trip, because you gotta think either gas money or plane ticket. It gets, like, either way, like, one of them, which both is a lot of money. Then you also got to consider price of, like, a hotel. The money to get me to the studio from the hotel. Then my dad would have to, like, go back to the hotel and wait with, like, my mom. Plus the price of the ticket, which to do both days, I think it was like $100 or something. Like, it was pretty expensive. Like, and then like, it was like so much stuff thrown into one. Like, it's a lot of money, and I just don't have that money. So guys, I do want you to like and subscribe though, because it's like, I'm much, like and subscribe. I want to reach 1,000 subscribers, because right now it comes down to where the sooner we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna like really start thinking in content, what should I post for you guys and stuff. And that's something that I really want to reach, because right now it kind of is at the point where dance stuff is hard for me to make decisions on, just like right now. Anyways, I wish I could do like singing lessons on top of dance, but I can't, because I'm paying my parents back like a bunch of money and stuff. And there's just, like, I want to get to the point in my career where first up, if you ever have a video idea, like, if you ever want to see, like, me do, like, a lolly talks with my dad, or, like, if you ever want to see, like, a certain video based around fidgets, and fidgets or just any video that doesn't involve spending money or food that I can do by myself or with Sam, because, and maybe my dad, like, depending on what the video is. Let me know on my Instagram, Lolly Forever, and I will try to do it. And there's like, if you want me to make a song, let me know. Like, if you want more music, let me know. Like, whatever you guys want. Like, if you want more, like, music, and let me know. If you want, more, like, fidget videos, let me. If you want more, like, sit down and talk videos, let me know. Like, if you want, like, let me think here. If you want more, like, Lolly Talks videos, let me know. If you want, like, DIY videos, like arts and crafts stuff, I can do that. I have a bunch of, like, Kiwi Code kits and, like, a bunch of stuff that I can, like, do some DIYs and crafts. And if you want dance videos, let me know. Like, if you want, like, vlogs, let me know. Like, if you want video based around Sam, let me know. Let me think here. If you want, like, makeup up videos or, like, skincare videos or bath videos, which I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do a bath video soon. And those things, they're hard to film. I don't like filming them too much. First off, they're hard to film in the sense that, like, I have to figure out, like, what I'm doing in the bath. Because for some reason I posted one, I feel like that's not a super important step due to the fact that I once posted a bath video, literally titling bath video part something or other. This is boring. And yet it still got a lot of views and some likes. Yeah, I love you too, baby Sam. Like, yeah, okay. I gotta see. Also, I'm getting ready to figure out some. And so, pretty soon, well, eventually I'm gonna probably get a tooth pulled, which isn't the most fun thing. But, for that, airplane. Can you just wait like a few more minutes, airplane, before you come by? Because I'm, like, getting near the end of But, like, if you want, let me think here. I'm really trying to think here. You want, like, photo shoot video, like, whatever. Just give me video ideas, please. Because I want to get to a point in my career where, first off, I love my career. I love my fans. Like, I love filming for you guys. I love you too, Sammy. If you're wondering why he's not wearing his collar right now, because he had a bath earlier and then he was eating his lunch. And he didn't want his collar back on yet. I'm gonna put it on him after I film this. We'll finish filming. Alright, if you wanna watch videos of me making TikToks, I'll try to. That one's a little bit hard to do because the internet hates my iPad back here in this room and in my parents' bedroom, so, but I can try. But, like, just give me video ideas, because I love my fans, I love posting for you guys. Like, part of what I do, the reason that I do it, first off, I love my fans, and I do it for your guys' entertainment and for you guys, but I also do it for myself, just because I love it. And then it's just a lot of fun for me. But I do really, like, this is going to sound braggy, spoiled brat, like, but I'm not trying to in any case. I just want to get to a point in my career where one day I don't have to always worry about the money situation, because right now, I'm like, every time I sign up for like Worldwide or some sort of dance thing, in my brain I'm like, well, that's a bunch of money that I'm gonna have to pay my parents back and stuff like that. Like, that comes into it, and I don't want, like, I wanted to go in person, but I couldn't. Luckily, by next year, I will probably have my driver's permit. Well, I'll have my driver permit and maybe my license. We don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's coming down to where I start school in like a couple weeks. I am going to be homeschooled. I start like the day after Memorial Day or something. Or Labor Day. I don't know. I get holidays mixed up unless they're like massive holidays. Like, unless it's like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day. Is there any others? I'm trying to... And, New Year's Eve and New Year's. That's all. Peace out.